I am in your life. I'm going to deal with you until you know that I'm your God. Because when the palmer worm, the caterpillar, all that ate, no one else came to their. No one could help. And God now came back to their rescue. He says, saying, start dealing with you. No man can help you. And that's why the Bible says it is better to fall in the hand of what? Men than of the Lord. Did you hear what I said? Because when you fall into the hand of men, God restores restoration if he has not finished the purpose of why he sent the messenger to you. Did you hear what I said? Before they were called my great army, they have done the assignment diligently. You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, that ye may know. That knowledge is where I want you to take note of, church. Certain thing will happen, you say, I never know God in this fashion. If you're playing with God until certain fire of God burn you, you will not be careful treading around. That ye may know. Somebody holler that ye may know. You see, you can take the microphone and preach. You're toiling with fire. You can sit by the church and claim righteousness and assume that you qualify for what you want. You are playing with your life. Jesus looked at this whole thing and said, if not for grace, who would stand? If it's by work. Let's quickly go. Verse 26, he said, and my people shall never be ashamed. Now, why is he saying this? And now in the course of the reading, you realize he emphasizes it over and over again. My people. So God was not dealing to somebody who is a sinner. He's not dealing with somebody who failed. He's not dealing with somebody who just failed. Huh? He's not dealing with an adopted child. He's not dealing with someone else. His people. So, church, I want you to know that there is nothing you're going through that stops you from being a child of God. If you have given your life to Christ, he still treats you. So you may go through pain, he may put you through all kinds of things and all of that because he loves you. Remember, he said, him who he loved, chastise. He enjoyed to chastise. When you avoid your kids, your children from participating in house shows and doing all kinds of things, you are not training them. You may be thinking you're making them big children, no, golden child and all of that. When they grow up, whether you're there or not, shame becomes inevitable. Because you didn't train them the way you ought to train them. If I would divert a little bit, you realize that's what's going on in our generation, that if parents think that pampering children, making them look like egg, what makes them good? What makes us good is not the good dresses we wore. It is how we went through stuff. I remember your loving mother would tell you, about our school, fetch water, fill the drum, and then wash plate is a normal thing. You may go to the nearby farm and fetch firewood. Eat in the morning. What is breakfast? 5:30 a.m. You're on your way. Your mother. you know that it's not going to kill you. Those assignments will not kill you, but it makes you better. All right, let's go on. Verse 27. Did I read that already? He said, and ye shall know, somebody say, ye shall know, that I am in the midst of Israel. Ah, God, you are in our midst. And we go through all of this. He said, I wasn't far. So in other words, church, while the palmer worm, the caterpillar, the great army was eating, he was watching. He was watching. Now, the way God take responsibility on this at every point to show to us, he wasn't as if he was unaware what the canker worm and the palmer worm. He said, I send them, and he's a great army. In other words, anytime he send them, they deliver the assignment very well. And now I am in your midst. The Lord your God and none else. He said, that I am. And I may known that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God. The word the Lord your God means I am the beginning and the end. I am the creator of all things. The Lord your God. I am the one who brought you into existence. I am everything that you can imagine. The Lord your God. I am the only one to be worshipped. He said, and none else. In other words, Israel, you have been going here and then looking for help. Now I've shown you, if I pull my hands off, even the ones you run to can help you. So God wanted Israel to come to the total knowledge, and so that they can forthwith have their total dependence on him. So he allowed certain things to happen, and the other gods they thought they knew couldn't come to their rescue. He said, and my people shall never be ashamed. Verse 28. We'll stop. And it shall come to pass that afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see vision. Forthwith before verse 8, it means these things were not in existence because God turned his back on them. When God brings restoration, he opens other frontiers of life for you. Yes, yes. He opened other frontiers of life. That's why he said, call upon me in the days of trouble, and I will hear you and show you great and mighty things which you have never known. Somebody said, God, open my eyes. I didn't hear you like you. He said, Lord, open my eyes.
Lord, open my eyes.
Ask God. Jeremiah 30 verse 17 we read. God said, I will heal you. That's another area of restoration that we know God deals with us. Heal you. There was a certain time I was praying over certain afflictions that I had. And then I was praying, and the Lord said to me, I'm in charge. So I went to the hospital. That was the only time I've been admitted to the hospital. First, I came with cannula to church. They say when you fall in church, church could go on. Okay. Then there was a lot of demand. Dr. Nena, everybody said they must do your AYC, everything, 100% check everything about you to know why you will have sugar that goes above 6. They say, you will die. This is a stroke. In fact, when they check me and they ask, who brought you? I say, I drove. They say, how? I said, I drove. So why did you come? I just felt somehow. My spirit said I should go and check. Now listen. So they did AYC, take every general, everything is okay. Blood pressure was okay. What do you call it? Yeah. The only thing that was not okay was that my sugar. Everything that would have made the sugar to go up was okay. My cholesterol was okay. Iron was okay. Everything was okay. So the doctor came one of the evenings and sat by me and said, Bishop, I think you need rest. I don't think this your own may not be, because everything is okay. But just that the symptoms, they are real. I said, okay. So when I was praying, I said, Lord, how will I pray for people and they just get healed? And then why would this be here? He said, I'm using it to control you. Ahead. So since then, I say, one. Maybe later on, he get control. But I know that there are things he was trying to help me with that I don't know. I'm trying to say something to us. Now, if you know your father, how many of you understand your earthly fathers and his ways? And there's a way he do you just got say, I know my father. This one, I know. Get ready. That's how we should come to the knowledge of God, so that we can get restoration. In case it sounds strange to you, Paul the apostle labored more than all the apostles put together, but had a concerned church. He said, thrice I went to God that he might remove this from me and restore me back. He said, all that I heard was, hey, Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. I'm just wondering how God would sound. He said, go, that in thy infirmity my strength is made perfect. Child of God, you need to know that you need to be infirmed so that you can know the much grace that is available. This is not for kids. So I must learn how God operates, so that when I see some of these things, I will accept it and say, Lord, I will accept the things you don't want to change. I know you can change it, but grant me the grace to handle it while it lasts, that I may not sin against you. Because church, I can tell you, it is not easy. That when you look at it, I'm serving God with all my heart, but I hear people come out and testify, they got this healing, they got that healing. Why is it that I am not healed of this? If you're not careful, you will be offended. And that will make you to back out and the devil come in. Oh, you think the devil is not using that as a strategy? Let me help you. How many of you remember the man by the name John the Baptist? This one is called the forerunner of Christ. In other words, the forerunner means everything Christ enjoyed, he made it possible. Come on, take it or leave it. Everything Christ enjoyed as popularity, as acceptance, he made the way for him. He gave Christ biggest platform that people hear him. While he was preaching, the same thing he was called for. He was arrested. He said the truth, church. Do you remember that? He looked at Herod and said, what you're doing is bad. Why are you taking your brother's wife? I thought God would have supported him for saying the right thing. But God was quiet. I thought if Herod tried anything, God would have thundered from heaven and killed Herod, and Herod would die overnight. Or before Herod will wake up to touch him, Herod will just not wake up again. How many of you think sometimes that's how God should handle our enemies? But I can tell you, most times it's not the way. He will even give them something to survive. So he has done, he did everything. In fact, it was in his ministry that a voice came from heaven. Expressly said, he has introduced Jesus before heaven introduced Jesus. He said, this is the Son of God who taketh away the sins of man. He said, on whom I am not worthy to loose the lashes of his shoes. Which minister introduced another minister like that? That he was existing. Just like Pastor, you're introducing me like that. You must be dreaming. He was on board before Jesus came on board. Then was arrested. He sent messengers to tell, hey boy, these guys don't hold me. Come. If not bail, you will bail me. Come, let's do something. Jesus didn't go. Am I helping somebody this morning? That sometimes you call him and he wouldn't show up. When the purpose is to strengthen himself and also to make name for himself. Sometimes you wonder why he wouldn't do what you wanted to do. But he said now, so there are reasons that God will not show. Some we are responsible. Some you can't have an answer. So I'm taking the one that we felt God has the answer alone. I'm going to come by the grace of God, if God will, to say about it. So Jesus didn't show up, Sister May. Who wouldn't be angry? He sent the disciples again. Go ask him, are you the one we are expecting? Has frustration makes you doubt what you once believed? Has frustration makes you doubt what we once preached? Let me hold it. It was when Stopper died. And I was called to communicate the bad news to the mother. So I came to the mother we are talking about, and there were people that died, and the woman was telling me how she was comforting them. I said, this life, and nothing is in this life. You see, that nobody should kill himself over what happened, that God's grace is available. And she was preaching. I said, oh, that's okay. I invited their Presbyterian pastor, and then it happened to be my friends and their wife. They came. I said, Mama, he said, yes. I said, you've spoken well. But I want to tell you something. He said, what is it? Because Bishop, you need visiting. Yes, Mama, I visit. I said, your son is gone. God, she said all manner of unprintable things. I said, as against what she was preaching to someone. You are not yet in the pain. That's why you can talk to this person. You are not yet in the shoe. That's why you think you can handle it. You have not stepped into the place. That's why you think it is easy. You are not yet bearing the pain of frustration. That's why you think it's easy. You are not yet there. You see, when you view from outside, you will never understand the weights. So church, so I can understand why John was angry. I told people that you are God. I told people that you are Messiah. I told them you are the one we are expecting. I know what I was told about you, that when you come, we will come out of these Romans and oppressions and all of this. Now you are here. In your presence, they are oppressing us. And you throw your face the other way. He threw his face the other way. He said, go ask him. Without any disrespect, ask him. Sir, are you the one we've been talking about? Sir, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but are you the one that should come? Are you really the one that should come? Or should we wait for another? So that if I come out, I can tell them I made a mistake. Let's look. I would have thought that Jesus would have acquainted himself with the grief of this man and everything. Look at the kind of news that was sent. He said, go back. Tell him. The blind see. Let them walk. Blessed is him who is not offended in me. Sir, are you saying that blessed is he that is offended in you? That I'm in prison? You didn't come to look for me? Are you not the one that said, blessed is them who encourage them who are discouraged? Sir! He said, go tell him. They're blind, see. So you're telling me about other people's testimony. Sir, where is my own testimony? The blind see. So sometimes in the midst of this thing, you are seeing other people's testimony. And you ask yourself, where is my testimony? Do you know when it pains most? When you know the person who is testifying is not as committed, who is not as kept, who has not done what we have done. In your human judgment, you say, why should he have it when I don't have it? And then you get more angry because it's not just that you don't have. You are angry that somebody who is not working as much as you have worked is getting it. He said, does it mean now that what works is to be very, very unconcerned, to have a laissez-faire attitude, to be less committed? Is it what works? It was John. Now, in case you you don't understand the pedigree of a man I'm talking about, I'm not sure the angel that appeared to your mother said to you that you will be born. There was no angel that appeared. This is a man that his birth was foresaw, was foretold. And his assignment was not ambiguous. It was known, it was clearly spelled out what he comes to do. But they didn't tell him in along the process that there will be something that will threaten his head. They didn't tell him. Oh, come on now, church. Come on now, church. They didn't tell him, church, that in the process of time that he will stand to endanger his life. They didn't tell him. Let me close. There are things they didn't tell you. And there are things they will never tell you. He chose whom he chooses to go through what he wants to go through. You didn't hear what I said? He chose who he chose to choose to go through. There were brothers of Abraham who were not better than Abraham, nor Abraham better than them. But he chose Abraham and then chose him while his brothers were having children and having everything going. He that had a promise, we're not struggling to say, give me one. Yet he chose him. Would it not be better that I was not chosen? That I would be like ordinary man? That's what you would have said. But the word of God is past finding. Who can know it? Who can understand it? So when you see people who are broken, who are still struggling to come out because you are not there, please console them. Because the weight could be harder. How do you mean that I was faithful When I gave all for ministry, and now I don't have all. And God didn't make nobody remember me again. Do you know God can make people to forget you? Oh, you didn't hear what I said. So that you can now learn to rely on Him. If you are building and think you're building friendship, and I said, so that your friendship is taking over His relationship with you, He will make people to forget you, deal with you, and you think it was them dealing with you. No, they were not the one dealing with you. God is only dealing with you through them, because the scripture says that the heart of man, God is in charge. They control the heart of man. To remember or to forget is in the hand of God. To give or not to give is in the hand of God. He said, like the streams of water, He turn it wherever He will. Means if God is one that stirs heart, so He knows who is there to bless you. That's why sometimes it's not the people you help that blesses you back. Yep. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, John was offended. Who wouldn't be? If we had to talk about it, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? A man was speaking to me about somebody has helped train in school and did all kind of good things, but this boy doesn't set eyes on him. He said, before my own child, I trained him first before I even start. By the time I start training my own children, I don't have as much as I had when I was training him. And yet I'm his worst enemy. So John was offended. So what was it that God expected from John? There's something about John's assignment that John didn't understand. He was born not like an ordinary man. He was born in the form of Elias. Your phone is on. It's on. In the form of Elias. So he can control powers. But bitterness makes him to forget who he was. Sometimes when you are looking out for somebody to help you, you forget there's something in you you can use to help yourself. If he had declared that he or die the next night, God wouldn't come to give him that, because God has given him. It is in him, in the spirit of Elias, so he could declare a thing and it will come to pass. But he was so offended that he was expecting somebody who is outside prison to come help him. He saw himself in prison. Why he couldn't have been imprisoned? He was in prison in the body, but he was not in prison in the spirit. You didn't hear what I said? There was another generation. Oh God, my time now. There's another generation that came in the same spirit of Elias. There was a man by the name Paul. They were imprisoned. They didn't do like John did. They didn't get offended. The same they were doing the work of God brought them to prison. The same thing brought them to prison, but they decided to act differently. That's where knowledge. We're going to look in the course of our training how ignorance can delay your restoration. They were not ignorant of who they are or who they were, and then they began to thank God in the prison. They began to sing, because one of the things the devil wants to do when he has afflicted you in any way is to shut your mouth, shut your spiritual antenna. Listen to me, child of God. Anything you may go through, don't let the enemy take your voice. Did you hear what I just said to you? Oh, did you hear what I said to you? Anything the enemy may do, don't let the enemy take your voice. Child of God, lose everything, but don't lose your voice. Hey, they were incarcerated, waiting just like John the day of their execution. But they didn't want to wait for execution dates because they were not expecting anything from anybody. Many times you get hurt because you're expecting something from somebody. They weren't expecting anything from anybody. And so what they did was they prayed and they sang. They were not ashamed to sing loud that even the prisoners heard them. And the Bible said, this is it. And the Lord came down. He didn't send angels. Did you hear what I said? He didn't send angels. He came down by himself. And the prison doors swung open. And then their chains were broken. And then everyone, for the reason why God allowed them to come into prison, it's not just for them, it's so that others will be free. Do you know there are certain things you get into? It's not just because of you, it's so that others can get their deliverance through you.